And welcome back to this week's edition of the Steel Report. We're here with two special guests, well known here in the Cedar Valley. Gary Kroger in the middle, Dave Deaver on the end. They are committee members for a restoration project for the Cedar River called the Cedar River Experience, right, Gary?
That's exactly what it's called. It's been called lots of things over the years. So one of the things that we want to sort of accomplish today, Ron, is people are excited about this. You know, whitewater and activities and wading pools and things with the Cedar River. But it's been talked about for so long, people aren't really sure it's going to happen.
Right.
And it is going to happen. The bids are out, if I'm correct, Dave?
The bids are out. They are reviewing those, and those should be completed, and a contractor selected by the end of October, and work to start by the 1st of November.
Well, that's fantastic. So this is really overall about a $4 million project. Some fundraising efforts are underway right now.
As a dedicated group of citizens have come together to create something really special for our community.
Well, it's such a big thing for the Cedar Valley. I mean, we did an impact study. This stands to generate new revenue of about $10 million a year for the next 10 years. And creating 115 jobs, all the ancillary businesses that grow up because of it. More people in the hotels, more people in the restaurants, rentals and things like that. Activities, sporting events and things. We really want to make something out of the Cedar River because it's largely been ignored. You know, I tell a story in this and on the video that you'll find if you go to the website, cedarriverexperience.com. When I was a little kid, go back 50 years, I learned to water ski on the Cedar River. You know, everybody was out in their boat. But we've let this beautiful river valley literally collect silt and go to waste. We don't really use it. It's a great place for mosquitoes right now. But this is going to beautify, and it's going to be good ecologically, economically, and just great for the profile of the Cedar Valley.
It goes beyond actually the whitewater and the kayaking and canoeing and that will happen in river, but it also on the river bank is going to improve the banks along Gateway Park. It actually the project stretches from Main Street Bridge to the First Street Bridge, and it will provide places for people to get out and do some fishing because the riverbank now isn't very accessible. It provides some opportunities for there'll be a walkway that goes down to the river's edge, so people that are disabled and in wheelchairs can get on
is with us every step of the way in what we're doing here.
Right next to the river. And kids. I mean, there's tubing possibilities for kids. They can use it kind of like a ski slope and start tubing up by the Main Street Bridge, go down to the First Street Bridge, and then hop on this pathway and walk back up. And
there's room for old people like us too to go in there and wait a little bit.
Love it that already.
It's for everybody.
It's a proven concept because Manchester is doing very well, and Charles City as well. We actually have the ideal river space for this and banks. And this town, we have much more population. You know, I was at Manchester just a few weeks ago, and every license plate was from different states. That's the kind of thing that this sort of thing does. It's just good for the Cedar Valley.
It's our community, so we can do what we want to with it, and we want to improve it on every aspect. And like even the brochure, which was provided by the Prairie Rapids Paddlers, by the way, and we're showing the website here, of course, and it talks about, very first thing, 50 years ago, the Cedar River was a vibrant part of the community.
Of course it was.
We, and collectively, all of us have kind of let that slide and go away. Here's an opportunity for everybody in the Cedar Valley to get involved in something that really looks magnificent. Yeah.
And artist renderings are there. If you go to the website, cedarriverexperience.com, you can hit the PDFs and see how beautiful this is going to be. It's not just the river. It's also, like Dave says, the embankment, plaza, patio areas, places for performance.
And it works on both sides, primarily on the north side of the river where Gateway Park is, and so you're just expanding on already existing facilities. But it also has areas on the south side where you can pull up, hop out of your kayak, canoe, or whatever, and come on up and you engage into downtown Cedar Falls. And right at the plaza.
There's going to have parking. And a lot of people say, hey, what about the parking problem?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? This is a different issue. And I like to say to people, no one comes to the Cedar Valley to experience our parking, but they will come to the Cedar Valley to experience our fantastic river.
This is a community project, and it can't be done without you. Please go to our website. Let's make the Cedar River come back to life.
renowned artist Gary Kelly in the Cedar Valley has a portrait, I believe, or a print that he's going to be selling. And
he's going to be selling to raise money.
To raise money for this project. And of course, you can help too in this project by making a donation. But the Kelly print, and we'll show it on the screen here, really nice. Gary's always done. You know, he's a great benefactor for many causes, and this is one of them. So here we got the canoer, a kayaker, whatever you want to call it, and it really looks nice, yeah. And as far as the Gary Kelly print, Dave, it's going for what, and how many are there?
Yes, the Gary Kelly print, it's one of 10.
Only 10? Okay,
Only
wow.
10. And they're $500 each. In fact, I have one already in my car, just picked it up, got it framed.
And the City Council is already behind this.
Yes.
They've already made several moves. How much money do you still need to raise, and what's the timetable on that?
Yes, our total dollars that they're looking from private donations is $500,000. We have approximately $200,000 already raised. We would like to complete the raising of those funds by the end of the year so that it's ready as the project is going. We are going to get calls for money to help pay for things, and so that's our opportunity. The project is going to start in the river in November because water levels are down, and of course we've got a great opportunity, unfortunately, because we've had a few rains and we're just down normally, but in the wintertime they will do the in-water piece, and then in the spring they will start the exterior park areas and the amenities, and then hopefully to complete by this time next year.
So the timetable really is one that's pretty crunched in there. That's fantastic to hear. The idea is, though, we need people here in the community, as always, to get behind something like this.
We
Gary.
sure do.
Yeah.
Not only word of mouth, but of course donations and big donations, opportunities for naming opportunities.
Right.
You know, wouldn't be Deaver Shores wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But there are all sorts of ways to contribute. But even small donations, lots and lots of them. You own a piece of Cedar Falls. You really are part of the future to attract students and keep our kids here. That's a big deal to me.
You mentioned the video too, and go ahead, Dave. I'll get back to that.
Well, there's even we've talked a little bit about it, but an environmental component to this, because where they've done this before in Charles City, Manchester, they start to find that people, you know, if you're using and you have value in something, you start to want to take care of it.
Yeah.
And so, hey, maybe I don't want to throw that old tire in the river or that bottle or whatever. So, you know, we're going to have an environmental impact.
And the moving water makes a big difference,
Sure
too.
does,
That cleanses itself.
And this will be something where people can come. There won't be any charge or anything, right? They can just use the river. I mean, because it's there, it will be developed for kayaking, for the whitewater, and then it'll just be free.
Even if you just want to look at its beauty, it's going to be fantastic.
Well, and that free part is kind of nice. If you get a hot day like today, if you want to just jump down to the river and hop into the river along
Dave's
the
in his shorts
area.
right now. Just in case you don't know,
I'm
ladies
ready,
and gentlemen.
I'm ready to go.
Dave's ready
We're
for whitewater
we're
rafting.
afraid to show Dave in his shorts, but so we won't do that. But yeah, we're not trying to scare anybody away. We're trying to attract you here. Okay. So, okay. So what's something you really want people to take away from this, Gary, as we talk here about this in the last couple of minutes?
That it's going to happen. This isn't money to the wind. This is going to happen. It's on a relatively fast timetable, and it's just has such great economic but cultural impact for the Cedar Valley.
As part of that, I mean, we have some things that are coming out. In fact, we have a billboard that's on now that says coming soon. I mean, this isn't something that is going to happen in 20 years or 10 years or whatever. It's going to happen now, quite rapidly. And it's something that, you know, the city is doing because they've got a big input in cash in this thing, along with Black Hawk Gaming gave us a grant of $1.5 million. And so the city's doing something that for the people, that people can have fun with and enjoy. I mean, it's nice to have good roads and things like that, but they're not that exciting.
Not as exciting. But this isn't in lieu of any other project that our cities are doing.
And we've been showing some of the video, Gary, that you alluded to. So this is something they can go on the website, check this out for themselves, kind of get an idea visually of what this is going to be so appealing, just visually.
Visually, we put a short video. You'll have to put up with me as the host of that video.
We can do
but
that.
all the information, the impact studies where you can look at some real numbers are right there at cedarriverexperience.com.
All right. Gary Kroger, Dave Deaver, committee members for the Cedar River Experience, get this project going. It's already well underway. $500,000 is the goal, about $300,000 yet to go.
I'm going to bridge that difference right now.
Can make all the difference, that's for sure. That's it for this week on the Steel Report. All of our shows are online, of course, on kwwl.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.